Hi everyone, my name is Mark, and today we're going to take a look at another horrible case with you. Jennifer Rothwell first met Beau Rothwell when they were both chemical engineering students at the University of Missouri-Columbia in 2010. The two were assigned as lab partners, and their shared academic interests quickly blossomed into something deeper. Jennifer couldn't help but be drawn to Beau's quiet intelligence and steady demeanor. He seemed different from other college students, more focused, more serious about his future. As time passed, Jennifer and Beau discovered they had much more in common than just their love for engineering. They both enjoyed board games, shared a passion for problem solving, and had similar aspirations for their careers. Their conversations were filled with dreams about their future together, and their friendship quickly evolved into a romantic relationship. What made their connection particularly special was their mutual desire to build a family together. Jennifer had grown up dreaming of becoming a mother, and she found comfort in Beau's shared vision of parenthood. He often spoke about wanting to be a father, and she couldn't help but picture their future children. To the outside world, Jennifer and Beau appeared to be the perfect college couple. Their relationship seemed built on a solid foundation of shared values, academic excellence, and mutual respect. Both were dedicated students who took their engineering studies seriously, and their professors often noticed how well they worked together. Their friends saw them as each other's best friends, two people who genuinely enjoyed spending time together and supporting each other's goals. It was evident to everyone that Jennifer and Beau had found something special in each other. Their relationship continued to strengthen throughout their college years, and it became clear that marriage was in their future. In 2013, both Jennifer and Beau graduated with their chemical engineering degrees from the University of Missouri-Columbia, ready to start their professional lives together. Jennifer couldn't help but feel optimistic about what lay ahead for them as a couple. After graduation, Jennifer and Beau made the decision to move to the St. Louis area for work opportunities. Jennifer secured a position as a chemical engineer with MEX Inc., a company that had once been a subsidiary of Monsanto before being purchased by DuPont. Her dedication and hard work were immediately recognized by her colleagues, who found her to be both intelligent and personable. Jennifer thrived in her professional environment and built strong relationships with her coworkers. Beau also found employment in the St. Louis area and settled into his career. The couple appeared to be building the life they had always envisioned together. In 2015, after years of dating and planning their future, Jennifer and Beau celebrated their love in a wedding ceremony in St. Louis County. Their special day was filled with joy and hope for the future they would build together. Jennifer couldn't help but feel that all her dreams were finally coming true. The couple settled into married life in a beautiful home on North Winds Drive in the 12,600 block near Creve Coeur. Their house was a symbol of their success and their commitment to building a life together. Jennifer took pride in their home and enjoyed working on renovation projects with Beau. She remained steadfast in her belief that they were building something meaningful and lasting together. Jennifer continued to excel in her career, earning the respect and admiration of her colleagues at DuPont. Her work ethic was extraordinary, and she maintained close relationships with her coworkers who appreciated her professionalism and kindness. She was the type of person who stayed in daily contact with family and friends, and her consistent communication made her absence immediately noticeable when something was wrong. In the fall of 2018, Jennifer and Beau made the exciting decision to start trying for a family. Both had always wanted children, and they felt ready to take this important step in their marriage. However, what should have been a joyful time in their relationship soon became a source of stress and frustration. Jennifer was diagnosed with endometriosis, a condition that made conception more difficult and often painful. The couple's approach to starting a family became increasingly clinical and methodical. With their engineering backgrounds, they tracked ovulation cycles, measured body temperatures, and approached conception with the same systematic approach they used in their professional lives. What had once been an intimate and loving aspect of their marriage gradually transformed into what felt like a chore. The spontaneity and romance that had characterized their relationship began to fade as they focused intensely on achieving pregnancy. As months passed without success, the strain on their marriage became increasingly evident. Jennifer remained committed to their goal of having children, but the repeated disappointments and medical challenges took their toll. Beau seemed to grow more distant and less engaged with the process, which left Jennifer feeling isolated and frustrated. Her unease grew as she noticed changes in her husband's behavior and attitude toward their shared dreams. Around June 2019, unbeknownst to Jennifer, Beau made a decision that would ultimately destroy their marriage and cost Jennifer her life. While they were still actively trying to conceive, Beau began having an affair with another woman. He created a secret Facebook account under the name Chef Bourdi to communicate with his mistress, carefully hiding his infidelity from Jennifer and everyone else in their lives. The affair represented a complete betrayal of everything Jennifer believed about their marriage. While she continued to hope and work toward starting their family, Beau was living a double life that undermined everything they had built together. Jennifer couldn't help but trust her husband completely, never suspecting that he was capable of such deception. She remained steadfast in her belief that their marriage was strong and that they would overcome their fertility challenges together. Throughout the summer and early fall of 2019, Beau continued his affair while maintaining the facade of a loving husband. He exchanged intimate messages with his mistress, expressing his love for her and his frustration with his marriage to Jennifer. The woman became increasingly important to him, and he found himself wishing he could be with her instead of fulfilling his commitments to his wife. In the messages between Beau and his mistress, he revealed the depths of his dissatisfaction with his marriage. He told her that sex with Jennifer had become a chore, that their relationship had lost its spark, and that he had been thinking about divorce for months. These conversations painted a picture of a man who had emotionally abandoned his marriage while still going through the motions of being a devoted husband. On October 26, 2019, Jennifer's life took what she believed was a wonderful turn. She texted Beau about taking a pregnancy test, and later that evening, while they were waiting for a pizza delivery, she made the announcement that would seal her fate. Jennifer came into the room where Beau was handling the delivery and told him she was pregnant. Beau later testified that he almost dropped the pizza when he heard the news. The announcement should have been a moment of pure joy for the couple who had been trying so hard to conceive. Instead, it represented a crisis for Beau, who was now forced to confront the reality of his situation. He was deeply involved with his mistress, had been planning to leave Jennifer, and now faced the prospect of becoming a father with a woman he no longer wanted to be married to. The next day, October 27th, Beau attempted to end his affair. He messaged his mistress and told her that he thought he would have had the courage to go through with a divorce by now. But the pregnancy changed everything. When she asked how long he had been thinking about divorce, he estimated it had been about 2 to 3 months. This conversation revealed that Beau had been planning to leave Jennifer even before the affair began. However, the breakup with his mistress was short-lived. Just 2 days later, on October 29th, Beau resumed contact with her. She expressed that she missed him, and he revealed that he had tried to end their relationship because Jennifer was pregnant. He told his mistress that he wanted to be with her instead of his wife, setting the stage for what would become a deadly decision. On October 30th, 2019, Beau and his mistress had a conversation that would later be used as evidence of premeditation in his murder trial. In their Facebook messages, Beau laid out what he saw as 3 possible options for their relationship going forward. Option number 1 was to say goodbye to each other and move on, cutting off all contact so they could both let go. Option number 2 was for Beau to tell Jennifer about the affair and seek a divorce, though he noted this would be financially draining while juggling a child and trying to start a new life with his mistress. Option number 3 was to wait and see how the pregnancy went. If there was a miscarriage or something, he would leave Jennifer after that and be with his mistress. When his mistress asked which option he preferred, Beau responded that he guessed number 3, if I'm being selfish. The prosecution would later argue that Beau's use of the word something in option 3 was evidence that he was already contemplating murder as a solution to his problem. Jennifer couldn't help but trust her husband completely during this time, having no idea that he was planning their future without her in it. Days later, Beau and his mistress settled on the third option, but with a crucial caveat. If Jennifer's pregnancy continued without complications, they would go back to option 1 and end their relationship. This agreement created a timeline in Beau's mind. He was essentially hoping for a miscarriage or planning to cause something to happen that would free him from his marriage. Despite these dark conversations with his mistress, Beau continued to play the role of the excited, expectant father with Jennifer. They discussed nursery designs, talked about health insurance coverage for the baby, and even created a monthly baby calendar to track the pregnancy's progress. Beau later testified that he became emotional and cried while explaining how excited they were to make one of their own, but the evidence suggested these were merely performances to maintain his facade. The messages between Beau and his mistress continued throughout early November 2019. On November 1st, they met and had sex, with Beau sending her intimate messages about how good it felt to hug her. Their affair was continuing at full intensity, even as Jennifer was planning for their baby's arrival, completely unaware of her husband's betrayal. On November 4th, Jennifer's growing concern about her husband's behavior led her to search online for answers. She visited websites and forums with topics like, "Husband doesn't care about pregnancy. What do I expect?" This search revealed Jennifer's growing awareness that something was wrong in her marriage, though she couldn't have imagined the true extent of Beau's deception. Her unease grew as she noticed that Beau seemed distant and unengaged with her pregnancy. While she was excited about becoming a mother, he appeared to be going through the motions without genuine enthusiasm. Jennifer couldn't help but wonder why her husband wasn't as thrilled as she was about their long-awaited pregnancy. The final days of Jennifer's life were filled with routine activities that masked the deadly plans forming in her husband's mind. On November 9th, just 2 days before her murder, Jennifer and Beau attended a fundraiser for the Southside Early Childhood Center at St. Mary's High School. To everyone who saw them that evening, they appeared to be a happy couple looking forward to their future together. On November 11th, 2019, Jennifer woke up unaware that this would be the last day of her life. The morning began normally, with both Jennifer and Beau going to work as usual. Jennifer was texting Beau throughout the day about insurance benefits for their baby, discussing practical matters related to their pregnancy. Her messages showed a woman excited about her future and concerned about ensuring proper coverage for their child. Beau went to work and returned home as normal that evening. When Jennifer arrived home around 5:15 p.m., they settled in to watch Netflix together before heading upstairs to the kitchen to prepare dinner. It was during this seemingly ordinary dinner time that Beau made the decision to reveal his affair to Jennifer, later claiming he wanted to salvage part of their relationship. According to Beau's testimony, he told Jennifer there was something he had to tell her and confessed that he had been having an affair. Jennifer's reaction was immediate and intense. She angrily demanded to know who the other woman was, using profanity to express her shock and betrayal. Beau refused to reveal his mistress's identity, which only intensified Jennifer's anger and desperation for answers. The argument escalated quickly as Jennifer pressed for more information about her husband's betrayal. In what Beau later claimed was a shocking revelation, Jennifer told him that she had also been having an affair and that the baby might not be his. She allegedly said, "It doesn't matter. At least he can get me pregnant." Whether this claim was true or simply a desperate attempt to hurt Beau in return for his betrayal would never be known. Beau testified that Jennifer's words sent him into what he described as a red haze of anger. He stood up from the kitchen table where they had been sitting and noticed a mallet that he had recently used to hang decorations on the wall. In a moment that would destroy both their lives, Beau grabbed the mallet and struck Jennifer in the right side of her head while she remained seated at the table. The scene was gruesome from the very beginning. Jennifer stumbled from her chair and tried to move toward the garage, desperately attempting to escape from her husband's sudden violence. Beau followed her and, in his words, in the heat of the moment, struck her with the mallet again. This second blow cracked her skull and caused her to fall down the basement stairs. Jennifer fought for her life in those final moments, but the injuries were too severe. Beau claimed he tried to shake her awake, but she was unresponsive. The woman who had trusted him completely, who had worked so hard to build a life and start a family with him, was dead on the basement floor of their home. Filled with shock and horror at what he had done, Beau went into what he described as panic mode. Rather than calling for help or taking responsibility for his actions, he immediately began planning how to hide his crime. He later testified that he believed he had to hide and fix the situation, showing a calculated approach to covering up Jennifer's murder. Beau's first priority was cleaning up the massive amounts of blood that Jennifer's injuries had produced. The basement carpet was soaked with blood, and the stains had seeped through to the padding underneath and even onto the concrete beneath. The scene was so bloody that it would later shock even experienced crime scene investigators. Around 2 a.m. on November 12th, Beau made the decision to remove Jennifer's body from their home. He wrapped her in a tarp and carried her to the bed of his 2015 GMC Canyon pickup truck. In a detail that revealed his calculated thinking, he admitted that he had watched crime shows and knew that people got rid of evidence. So he removed all of Jennifer's clothing and put a plastic bag over her head, securing it with duct tape. Beau drove Jennifer's naked body to a remote wooded area near Troy, Missouri, about 45 minutes from their home in Lincoln County. He placed her body in the grass and covered it with shrubs and tree branches, attempting to hide the evidence of his crime. After disposing of Jennifer's body, he drove to a business location without cameras and threw the cleaning supplies and Jennifer's clothes into a dumpster. On the morning of November 12th, 2019, Jennifer was expected at work, but she never arrived. Her colleagues at DuPont became concerned when she didn't show up. especially given her reliable nature and consistent communication habits. When co-workers tried to reach her and received no response, they began to worry that something was seriously wrong. Beau, maintaining his facade of the concerned husband, called 911 at 9:44 p.m. that evening to report Jennifer missing. He told the dispatcher that he had last seen his wife that morning as she was leaving for work. His performance was convincing enough that a massive search effort was launched to find the missing pregnant woman. Before his arrest, Beau even posted on Facebook asking for help in finding his missing wife. His post read, "Some of you may have heard already, but last night my wife Jennifer went missing. I filed a police report and the search is ongoing. Please, if you hear of anything or have any information, it would be greatly appreciated." Jennifer's family offered a $25,000 reward for information leading to her whereabouts. However, investigators quickly became suspicious of Beau's story. Surveillance footage revealed that he had been captured on video on November 11th, purchasing cleaning supplies, including bleach, carpet cleaner, and gloves. This purchase was particularly suspicious because it occurred during a major snow event with dangerous driving conditions, contradicting Beau's claim that he had been home with Jennifer all night. When police obtained a search warrant for the couple's home on November 13th, they discovered evidence that would lead to Beau's arrest. They found wet carpet soaked with bleach and large areas of blood in the carpet and underlying pad. The basement had an overwhelming smell of bleach and other cleaning products, and several large areas of red stains were visible at the base of the basement steps. Crime scene investigators also found damage to the basement drywall that contained samples of human hair. Despite Beau's extensive cleaning efforts, including using a circulating fan to blow air over the blood-stained areas and opening basement windows, despite the cold temperatures, the evidence was overwhelming. DNA tests using samples from Jennifer's parents confirmed that the blood found throughout the house belonged to their daughter. Police also discovered Beau's pickup truck in the couple's attached garage, where a strong odor of bleach emanated from the covered bed of the truck. The evidence clearly indicated that violent acts had been committed inside the home and that someone had made extensive efforts to clean up and hide the evidence. On November 13th, 2019, Beau Rothwell was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and evidence tampering. The investigation revealed the full extent of his deception and the calculated nature of his actions. Detectives discovered his secret Facebook account and the messages with his mistress, which provided crucial evidence about his motives and planning. The investigation also revealed that on the morning after the murder, Beau had continued his deception by driving Jennifer's car to Olive Boulevard and running it off the road to make it appear that she had been in an accident. He then walked home and went to work, as if nothing had happened, maintaining the facade of normalcy while his wife's body lay hidden in the woods. Data from Beau's phone showed that he had been making frequent calls to an unknown number, which investigators later identified as belonging to his mistress. When the woman saw news reports about Jennifer's disappearance, she came forward and provided detectives with the flirty messages she had exchanged with Beau through Facebook Messenger. These messages spanned months and included conversations that occurred even on the day of Jennifer's murder. The morning after killing his wife, Beau had messaged his mistress saying he didn't get much sleep due to a stomach bug, continuing their relationship even as search efforts for Jennifer were beginning. On November 18th, 2019, about a week after Jennifer's disappearance, Beau provided information through his attorney that led investigators to Jennifer's body. She was found in a wooded area off Highway 61 in Lincoln County, exactly where Beau had left her. The discovery confirmed what investigators already suspected, that Jennifer Rothwell had been murdered by her husband. On April 28, 2022, after deliberating for several hours, the jury found Beau Rothwell guilty of first-degree murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abandonment of a corpse. Then, on July 8, 2022, Beau was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. During the sentencing hearing, Jennifer's mother, Robin von Hausen, spoke via video conference about her devastating loss. "Jennifer was a bright light in our lives," she said tearfully. "We thought we would have more than 28 years with her. Jennifer will never know the joy of holding her child in her arms." Beau offered an apology to Jennifer's family, saying, "Words cannot describe how sorry I am. I think about Jennifer every single day." However, his words could never undo the devastating loss he had caused or bring back the woman who had trusted and loved him completely.